This morning, the eye of Hurricane Idalia has moved on from Florida, becoming a tropical storm overnight, but still wreaking havoc in the Carolinas. In Charleston, South Carolina, tide levels reached more than 9 feet. Charleston Harbor overflowing, while nearby, severe winds sent this car flying. The storm surge also flooding the Isle of Palms, and Idalia left behind major flooding in Florida as well, turning streets into rivers.
It's going to swallow up the whole town. I've got to get to cover.
Idalia made landfall Wednesday in Florida as a Category 3 storm that spanned 350 miles in diameter. Drone videos showing the aftermath in the town of Steinhatchee, where homes and boats were submerged. Strong winds ripping a roof off of a home, while high tides causing violent waves to slam onto highways. And at one point in Cedar Key, the storm surge surpassing 10 feet.
It was the biggest that we've ever seen.
Maximum winds at landfall were near 125 miles per hour. The Big Bend area has not seen a hurricane of that strength in 127 years. This is a giant pine tree that has crashed into a home here in Perry. There was a family inside with a baby.
It was kind of terrifying, honestly. We heard one of the trees start to crack, and our eyes just got widened. He came and he jumped over top of us.
So your husband put his body over your body to protect you? Mm-hmm. Governor Ron DeSantis saying recovery efforts and cleanup are out in full force.
We haven't had a storm take this path at this level since the 1890s.
What's your message to Floridians who are trapped or stranded right now?
If you are in harm's way or you are in peril, you call emergency and there will be a response.
The governor's wife tweeting that his mansion in Tallahassee also saw some damage from a 100-year-old oak tree. The family uninjured. As Florida reels through the aftermath of Idalia, the storm barreled through parts of Georgia with winds reaching 90 miles per hour.
There's been a heavy impact in South Georgia with heavy rainfall and heavy winds.
Before moving to the Carolinas. This morning, new concerns over flash flooding along the coast as the wrath of Tropical Storm Idalia sweeps through the southeast. As with tornadoes, sometimes with hurricanes, a few feet can make a huge difference. We want to show you why. We have some drone footage this morning from Cedar Key, Florida. I was speaking to one of the community leaders there, and she was telling me there is utter devastation, but they were also surprised how some homes were wiped off the map, and then a few feet down, other homes looked like they were barely touched. It's just, unfortunately, the reality that sometimes happens with these natural disasters. A lot of water came into the Big Bend area. A lot of that water has receded back, but there are still a lot of communities right now, Craig, digging out.
Yeah, to your point, just the sheer randomness of Mother Nature can take some folks by surprise. You know, speaking of that, Tom, a lot of folks obviously were prepared, it would seem. Would also seem like a lot of folks heeded those evacuation warnings. But it seems like there were still some people taken by surprise.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Craig. You know, I grew up here in Florida. Sometimes we Floridians, we can be a little cavalier with storms. But, you know, I will say this area, they got ready for this storm. I could actually see the fear in people's eyes because they had never experienced anything like this in modern history. But a lot of people, especially here in Perry, we're a little further inland, woke up and they saw this. They saw what happened to their town, and they could not believe it. A lot of people think they're going to be weeks without power here. Businesses are gone. Homes are gone. But even through all that destruction, we see stories of survival where that family, 2 giant trees fell on the roof, and that family, including that baby, somehow made it out alive. Craig?
Thankfully. All right, our senior national correspondent, Tom Llamas, for us there in Florida. Tom, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.